brother, Thursday nights. All right. Peace.
How hot is hot?
About my black brother, I love you, and I'll never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you, and what you
Every man has a higher self and a lower self. With your higher self, you can achieve greatness and things beyond this planet. With your lower self, you get your basic needs, but also to create darkness. Find your balance, King.
Hotep, children of the sun, and welcome. Your #1 station focused on rebuilding our nation. WMLR, More Life Radio, proudly presents Brother, 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 a show dedicated to the upliftment and encouragement of the melanated kings.
Yo, I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown. King of New York, nah, now how that shit sound? King of the coast, nah, I cover more ground. King of oneself, yeah, that's how I get down. Yeah, my skin brown, that's that melanin. Ha, I'm wearing it proud, it ain't no telling when. Ha, they might come around screaming irrelevant. Ha, ain't gonna get down and plant the evidence. But I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown. Descended of kings and queens, and we don't know what that mean. Turn the palace to the projects and shatter esteem. But I'm here to let it be known, no matter the scene, they can't take royalty from your being. It's embedded in your DNA and your genes. $1,000 sneakers and jeans, you could invest in yourself and your dreams. Is you hearing me now? And pedestal folks letting you down. Since James Brown said I'm black and I'm proud, they've been pumping us with the opposite. Dividing and conquer's pretty obvious. Misled and misguided, this shit monotonous. My kings and my queens, show them how loud it get. Cause I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown. It comes in so many forms and many colors is worn. Same hoodie as Trayvon, the gray like when Freddie was born. This energy here, it's more than this song. So if you feeling it, then sing it along, go. I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown.
Not T. The smarter, the harder the battle. Classism, blacks prison and slaughter like cattle. Divide and conquer's been a modern mantra. Put you in front of your honor for your mama could buy you your first time. The Erics, the Sandras, and little Guyanas. Turned in a hashtag, shit feeling like Baghdad. Because of my pigment, I swear this stuff is ridiculous. Living in these conditions, it's hard to duck a conviction. Misinterpret religion, discourage courage and vision. Teach us that we were slaves and never bought our position as royals. Subconsciously destroying esteem, kings and queens. Don't let the system scissor your dreams.
I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, I wear the crown.
With your host, KHONSU, SHESHMU, AMUN, and TEHUTI, VIRGO, exclusively on WMLR. Without further ado, all hail the King.
Woo! WMLR. What's happening, y'all? What's going on? It's your one and only.
What's going on?
TEHUTI the Fly Virgo and KHONSU SHESHMU AMUN. in the building. We're back for another Power Pack Thursday. Brother. Man, look, I'm truly happy, blessed to be here for all the WMLR family. And of course, you see us now.
Yeah.
So we got TEHUTI right there. On the side of me, my twin flame. What's happening, King? What's going on with you, man?
Jeez, King, man. Been needing this therapy all day, man. It's been a dog day here in the D. The temperature is hot down here, and I've been waiting on this all day, man. Glad to be here. Want to welcome everybody watching here on YouTube on our new platform. Please say something in the chat box, leave a comment. We got the number. We're going to be giving you that out. If you're tuning in on Facebook Live, we encourage you to come on over to YouTube, WMLR style. Tomorrow's our birthday, KHONSU, so I'm geeked about that, man. 3 years old tomorrow, man. 3 years we've been doing this.
Yes, sir. That's beautiful, man. That's a wonderful thing. It's time to rejoice. WMLR, yes, we did it another year. You know, and you got to be persistent. And, you know, this is destined to be a success. So you just got to keep moving and keep pushing, man. And people appreciate what we do. So we're going to keep doing it, man. Happy birthday, WMLR. Happy birthday. Yes, sir. Time to rejoice.
Happy solar return, WMLR. And we've got a great show tonight. Before we get into it, we just want to cover a couple of things. If this is your first time tuning in to WMLR and brother, this show, let me explain to you what it is, okay? It's not a topic-based show. This is a show that is for the kings. The women are always welcome. The queens are always welcome. We always say that. There would be no kings without the queens. So please, welcome the queens to come in. We love your energy. We want it. We love our queens. All right. We want to say that. Put that disclaimer on things first. All right. Before we get into it, we love our queens, and so we want you to come in because you're gonna learn from us. You're gonna learn something about a man that you may not have known, and it will help you further your relation bridges. So that's what this is about. This is like a barbershop, you know, where the kings hang out. If you've ever been in a black male barbershop, then you know what I'm talking about. Everything gets talked about in the barbershop. So that's what we do here. And this is the Lion's Den. So don't come up in here with no foolishness. You dig that? Well, because you will get checked real quick and then dismissed with a second or less. So be careful.
Get out of here.
Right? That's right. We will show you the door. All right? You will get shown the door. Don't come around here. And we're talking to men. We want this to be something that is edifying. We have fun. We laugh and joke. We're going to do that tonight, too. We're going to laugh and joke tonight. But ultimately, this show is to build up black men. It's to give our kings a platform where they can speak freely. They can promote their small business. You got a small business, call in, man. Let's chop it up. We talk about everything right here at WMLR, brother. So, and I couldn't do this without my main man, KHONSU, SHESHMU, AMUN, brother that's been really instrumental in keeping me afloat. And I really appreciate this, King. And that's something we do here, too, that we want to promote. Black men giving another black man compliments and doing it comfortably and unapologetically and still standing in our manhood. Can you dig that, KHONSU?
That's right, man. Like a shovel. I digs it like a shovel, King. And just for our listeners out there, the ones that are watching, and some of you may just be tuning in through your cell phone or your tablet to YouTube. Yes, the new venture for WMLR. You can actually call in and voice your opinion. Yes, you can. You can still do that like we always do, WMLR style. 515 area code 604-9985. And it's an access code. Just dial 719-289. Come on in the green room. I'm going to see you in there. It's just like you're raising your hand with the venerable #1 on Block Talk Radio. Now you're getting real radio on a video platform. That's right, a vlog platform. WMLR, man. The #1 station of black emancipation. King!
Yes.
King!
Yes.
What it do, man? What it do?
And we, I want to say this too. Let me add this. We uplift our queens because queens, what we're doing, a lot of times with this show and with this platform, you know, we are giving our brothers advice. KHONSU and myself have lived a little bit, and we can do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, we're not ancient or anything like that. You know, we just fine like fine wine. Yes, but we've been through a few things, and we don't mind sharing our experiences. And the whole goal is for us to get our brothers to think differently, to think better, to be real black men. Dr. Amos Wilson made a comment, and he said, if nation building is not in your dialogue, it's not in your conversation, then quite frankly, you are not serious about the liberation of your people. We are in dire times right now, black people, for real. Let's just put it out there. We are. Just saw a video today of a grandmother, a black elderly woman being fucked up by the police in Georgia. So when you start seeing that, you know what it is. So brothers, it's on us to step it up. It's on us to get into our kingship, into our warriorhood. It's time. It's time for us to start protecting and being what we're supposed to be to our queens, who are being what they're supposed to be. See, ladies, it's about reciprocity around here. But we're going to get into that. And we got a special guest tonight. That's so, right. KHONSU, let's do it. Let's go into that first break. And let's get into this work, man. Let's give it to him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. WMLR, brother. We'll be right back, yeah.
How many thousands of jobs are we creating as people? We're creating them, but they have them. You see? We sing the music, they sell it. We sing the music, they market it. We sing the music, they promote it. You see? We sing the music, they produce great conglomerates like Sony, CBS Music, creating all kinds of jobs. We're creating tremendous jobs for a lot of people. How many jobs do we create just buying from Koreans? Buying from other ethnic groups out here? How many people are we creating employment for in terms of our spending habits as a people and our consumption habits as a people? How many jobs are we creating going to jail? We're creating all kinds of jobs and wealth. And we must come to understand this. We are creating these jobs, and yet we are begging for jobs. This means that in somewhere our consciousness has been impaired. We're begging for what we are making already. And we cannot use our own creation as a source of our own wealth. I told you earlier today that the Creator could not have intended for us as African people to be a poor people if the Creator implanted in our soils all the wealth that was planted there. We talk about the minerals and the oil and the gold and the this and the that that's implanted in African soil. So it seems as if the Creator blessed us from the very beginning with wealth and possibility. Therefore, for us to be going hungry over this wealth and to be starving in the midst of it and to be perceived as a dependent, indebted people while our wealth is being shipped out to other people, we're actually selling a lot of it for pennies and nickels and dimes and less. Means that there is something wrong with our consciousness.
Yes, WMLR, we are back. Oh man, the incomparable Dr. Amos Wilson. Did he drop some knowledge? I hope you were listening indefinitely to the great Dr. Amos Wilson. But we're back, man. Brother. KHONSU, SHESHMU, AMUN, TEHUTI the Fly Virgo. TEHUTI, man. Yes. What you getting at, man, with the doctor, with the great doctor, man?
First of all, first of all, man, I gotta show love, man. Peace to my brother Deshaun Goodwin. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in and making this a very special night. We are going into our 3rd year, and so it's very big around here, and we're glad that you're here. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be right here with us, and we appreciate you for it. The first thing that I would like to talk about is probably going to be, and I'm doing this because I know it's a lot of old people watching and listening, so I want to make sure we get the good stuff in the beginning so they don't fall asleep on it. It's going to be past some people's bedtimes out east. Shout out to the East family, everybody back home, Michigan, Chicago, everybody in Ohio, Columbus. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for joining us. So, King, all right, first of all, I want to bring on a good friend of mine.
Yes.
Miss Navita Nelson. I've known her for a long time. I give her credit for being my Jegna. This is a young lady who got me on my path of negrescence. Her first question was, did you know that the black woman is God? That's what she said to me. That was how she broke me in, and I was like, what? And she's like, well, what if I could prove it to you? What if I could show you? I'm like, yeah, you're going to have to show me because, yeah, you tripping right now. You know, I was still in my Christian thinking, right? So we want to bring her on. We've got a very interesting topic tonight. We're going to ask a tough question. And ladies, I want to see how many of y'all can be honest. Peace, Brandy. B, what up, B? That's my work buddy. Thank you for joining us tonight. So the question that we're going to ask, is there such thing as female supremacy? Are we entering into an age of female supremacy?
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. You want to go ahead and bring her on in. Bring her on in, KHONSU.
Yes, Miss Davina, you have the floor, Queen.
Okay, well, what made me look at this is because I do quite a bit of things in the community, and I come across a lot of different people, and I've been in different dating groups, and I just began to see a pattern with women, you know, especially, you know, I deal with black women, so I can't speak a lot on white women. I deal with them in a different level, not to the degree I deal with black women, but, you know, it was like everything was okay for the woman to say, and a brother could do the same exact thing, and, oh, he was a misogynist, he was body shaming, you know, and it just seemed like there was this privilege that women were now getting now more than ever, you know, in the black community, you know, and I was just seeing the other day where a man was saying that he didn't like, you know, fat women, and every woman, you know, you're body shaming, you know, you shouldn't do that, and then 2 days later I see a post where a woman says, I don't date men under 5'7", and that's okay though. That's not a body shame. So it's like a privilege that women get, and I don't know if they realize this privilege that they have, this hierarchy that they have, that they're above judgment almost. Not all women, but I'm beginning to see it a lot. Have you noticed it?
Absolutely. And this was KHONSU how the question was posed to me some time ago. Navita had posted this as a question. She made this comment on Facebook, on social media, and was lambasted for it. I mean, like, you know, she got all kinds of flack from women. And as a black man out here in this society, it seems like a lot of times when most black women, not all, it's not an all thing, and so before anybody starts getting upset, if we step on your toes, then hopefully you learn from this. Because there is a mindset that seems to have taken place that there is a privilege, and that's the way she posed it. She asked me, you know, she said, do you think there exists women's privilege? And I thought about it like, Yeah, it is. It does. It exists. Now let's put it all into perspective, everybody. Okay, we have known about the male-dominated society that once existed here in this society and in this system. That's really not anymore. It's predominantly ran by men, but women are taking over high positions in government and in the workplace and everywhere you go. So it's starting to balance out. So, you have to ask yourself, is there such thing as female supremacy? KHONSU, what do you think about that? We've talked about this before.
Yeah, we've talked about this, and I think that the trend is true, man. I think that it is. I think that, female supremacy is what's going on today, man. It is. It's very, it's a different situation. Women have been put in a subjugative position with the brothers out here. I understand the frustration, but there is a lot to look into with the female supremacy. There's a lot to look into with that, because I think it is a double standard.
It's a huge double standard.
I just was.
Navita, I know you were having some hard times hearing me. Can you hear me okay now? Are you hearing me okay?
I'm sorry, Navita. I think TEHUTI was talking to you. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, let me pose a question to her. What are some of the things that you see, and what are some of the things that you would classify? You gave an example there. Can you give another example of what you would classify as this ideology of women's privilege? We refer to it as an entitlement. And then,
Brother TEHUTI, she can't hear you.
Put that question to her for me, KHONSU. Put it to her for me.
Yeah, he was saying that women, black women, are looking at it as a position of entitlement, that they're entitled to have this opinion of superiority, maybe because of our past social interaction. How do you feel about that?
I think that's what it has stemmed from. I think we were at a point one time when black women they felt, as you said, they were subjugated. They were the least wanted. They felt like they were put down, just not only by black men, but by society and other women, and I think this began when they felt they had a voice, they kind of had a cause. They had a cause to fight for, and that this grew into this feminist thing, if you will. It kind of spin off from the white feminist, because you hear black women say that I'm not a feminist, but really they kind of are. And it spun off, and before you know, we have this complete opposite now, where I'm up here. I used to feel like I was down here, but now I'm up here and I'm looking down on you, and there's nothing I can do wrong while I stand on this pedestal. And it makes it hard for relationship-wise, I think, for black men and black women to interact when you have someone in this, what they consider almost like a supremacist place.
Wow. So when you say that the black woman is taking on a feminist role, you say that out of oppression, would you say? Because I heard you say it came out of the European woman's construct. Could you kind of further elaborate on that point?
Well, I think they kind of looked at that model, and they are now mimicking that model, but it's kind of like how people may have looked who have came out of Christianity and came into something else, but they still are using that model into their new way. They haven't actually dropped the concept, they just called it something different. And I think that's what a lot of black, well, I'm not a feminist, but they'll still accuse men of being misogynistic or body shaming. They feel like they gotta, I hear the same coined terms that the European women use when they begin to, talk about, the black males and how they're, the whole, I just get feminist vibe from it.
King, Brother Tehuti, do you have any? Do you have a question, brother? Because hopefully she can hear you. If not, I'll just convey.
Well, let me piggyback on that. Labels. Now there are certain things that, as men, we shouldn't do. Okay, if we demonstrate any type of emotion, then we're labeled. Oh, you're emotional. If we say something, we shouldn't be allowed to voice what we don't like about a woman. But women do it all day long, and it's okay. And yes, it has to be balanced. This is the problem. If you are in a relation bridge, or you're working on one, and you're struggling, it's because there's no balance. It can't be one-sided. This is the whole point of this conversation. It can't be one-sided for us kings, and it can't be one-sided for the women. It has to be a mutual balance. This is the way our ancestors taught it. When you study the allegories, it's all throughout. And when you look at the carvings, when you look at things that were done, look at the statues, for crying out loud, how they erected them with the woman sitting right on the side of her king and her arm around his waist, showing that's a unified symbolism right there. We're not doing that anymore because everything is one-sided. And she's absolutely right. As men, we are not allowed or permitted to do anything, say anything. I was just on Facebook the other day, KHONSU, and a young lady came on there. A young lady that I read her posts from time to time. She came on and she said, wow, these men are on Facebook now, telling women how to be women. I don't understand how some women can put out a bad energy and not expect it to come back. Women do that all the time. There are all types of memes that tell men how we should be and how we should treat our women and how we should live our lives. And guess what? Some of them are correct. Some of them are correct. You can't even get mad at a lot of these memes. When I see the ladies put up memes telling men to pull up their pants, first of all, it's a damn shame that you have to have a meme to do that. But it's an accurate one. You know what I mean? I respect a woman who can sit and tell you what she likes in a man. Listen, when you are dating a real queen, you have to understand, kings, that there comes a responsibility. There are responsibilities. You've heard us say this before. This is not new. So let me reiterate it. When you are dating a real queen, and you will know a real queen by how she speaks, how she treats you, how she treats herself, because she'll have real knowledge of self, and her thinking will be alike. Her mindset will be there, and you'll know it. And then what she's short on, she'll be willing to learn. Just like we have to be, right, KHONSU? We have to be willing to learn.
Most definitely. I think that's the key. We both have to be open to understanding one another. And I said this earlier, by minding each other's business. I think that we've lost the art of women handle women's business, men handle men's business. It takes a woman to check a woman. And I think you told me earlier, you educated me earlier that Phil Valentine had mentioned that. I had no idea, but I remember growing up that a woman can really check a woman when she's out of order. It really isn't correct coming. I would like to Queen Navita to expound on that if she could, because I would love to see more black women checking black women.
Well, see, and I was raised by my grandparents, so I was raised a little bit on the old school side of the game. And, women, that's how we did it. I was taught that, a woman, if it's a woman and she's having an issue, that a woman should address her. If a man, is having something, then a man needs to address him. But we have gotten away from that Matter of fact, I think we have men who display, because we're so out of balance, too much feminine energy, and now we have the women doing the too much masculine energy. And then, you know, when I was coming up, this is how it was the way I was raised. If you stepped your foot in that masculine place and called yourself checking a man, you could get slapped. You could get slapped for that. But you just put yourself in a man's place. Straight up, that's how I was raised. If you don't want to be there, get in no man's face talking crazy. Because and not that I'm condoning it, I'm just telling you that's what I was raised on. You know, if you got up in a man's face talking stuff and whatnot, and then you got smacked,
tell it.
Then you know that's just what it was, because you put yourself in that place as like you was a man. So stay in your place, because you can't. You know, we always was raised, a woman checks a woman and a man checks a man. And when you get out of that line, or you get out of that role, and you possibly get smacked or something, I mean, it was not even an issue coming up because you like, you know what, I was out of line. Let me step it back, because I just thought I was a man for a second. And,
come on, King. I see it in your face, King.
The views expressed by WMLR do not reflect the thoughts and beliefs.
Queen Navita for president.
More like radio.
Queen Navita for president.
You know, it's not a popular
please.
opinion, but we done got.
It's real.
You see these,
now,
a lot of the women out here now. I see the videos and stuff. Let me give you an example. I had a sister put a post up the other day, and everybody was laughing at it, and I didn't think shit was funny about it.
Hold on, King. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You might not hear Navita. She's actually talking. I don't know. We got a signal.
Sorry.
We got a crossing the signals here, guys.
Okay, go ahead.
Have patience with us, family. We're working these kinks out. But Queen Navita, what were you saying? Because I don't think Tahuti can hear you completely. But go ahead.
Okay, so I was on I was going down the timeline on Facebook, seeing a post, and read the comments. All the women were laughing. They thought it was funny, and I didn't think it was funny at all. And I expressed that, and of course, nobody was happy about it. But she said a brother was riding by on a motor scooter, and he waved at her. She was courteous and waved back, so he doubled back and came back. And now she was mad. For what he coming back for? Would he come back? I was already waved at him. Wasn't that enough? Okay. So he came back, and he began to try to engage in conversation. He said, so what's up with you? How you doing? What's up? Rent, bills, water, electric, gas bill. That's what's up. Well, that was her first response. What you want? Now, to me, you was just being a bitch. Now, if he'd have been like, bitch, what's your problem? Everybody thought he was in the wrong. You dig? But she came at him and she just began to emasculate this brother so badly. And everybody on the post thought it was funny. Now, if we flip that to he comes to her or she comes to him and says, hey, what's up? And he's like this dick. You know what I'm saying? Everybody would have been appalled. You know what I'm saying? You see the difference.
Oh, man.
Nobody talking to them crazy.
Oh,
let
man.
the brother do it, then everybody on that post would be like, he was wrong. I can't believe he said that to you, Queen, and all of that. That's
Ooh-wee. Hey, Queen, Tahuti, can you hear the Queen speaking?
I hear everything she's saying.
Oh, man.
I hear everything she said.
Man.
And it's very
I'm having a moment.
Yeah,
I'm having a moment.
It's very true. You know, peace, Brian. I see you, man. I hope you're tuning in. Go to our YouTube channel, Brian, where you're on live right now with our show, Brother, WMLR. Just type in WMLR in the search box and come on and join us, man, over on our new YouTube platform. All right, peace. Yeah, man. It's wild. It is like that. And, you know, I was reading down the timeline. A man, it's like this mindset that exists now. As men, we're just supposed to be straight robots, handing our money over. That's it, you know. You can't say what you like. Well, you know, I don't like it that way. I like it like this. That you're criticizing me, and you know, all of these labels start to come. You know, if I want to talk about something, I'm ranting. You know, there's so many different labels that are applied to black men when it comes to expression. And if a black man can't express himself, you're gonna have problems. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's gonna find a way to express himself. Might not be able to do it to you, that's fine. You might not want to hear it. You know, you have that right. But just know that as black men, we want to be heard as well. And hey, our women need to get that. You know, and let's stop the slut shaming of black men. I'm all for it. Davida, you're absolutely right. We have to start promoting balance.
Oh man,
that's the only way we're going to make it, King. It's the only way. Balance.
Davida, we're gonna pull a Umar Johnson. We're gonna start a GoFundMe, and we're gonna get you on the ballot for president of the United States. We're gonna create a political party, and it's gonna be Queen Davida for president. I'm voting for Queen. Period. Queen, you could be the general. You could be the commander in chief. And blow these crazy folks the hell up.
You know, you're crazy. It's just, I just see I mean, it's disappointing because, you know, I'm like, do these sisters even see what they're doing? You know, and I'm like, oh, wow, you know, the brother was nice to you, and this is how you know, like I remember, but then if it's on the other hand, it's like, oh, I can't believe he said that to me. But you just was doing the same thing, but it was cool when you was doing it. And I find a lot of men are afraid to even call it out when it's happening. Because I have brought it up on Facebook before, the topic about female privilege, and a lot of the men will side with the women, you know, out of fear of not getting no play.
You know, this, and you know, King, this is something that it's very appreciative when the elder queen comes in and educates. This is about education now. Don't get it twisted. Kings, you know, you need to mind your business too. When you get in a woman's business and she acts earthy, because the woman is the earth. This is why we call her God. She's the earth. She's tied to the earth. She's intuitive to the earth. She understands human nature because she gave birth to it. So when she acts emotional, stay out the way. You have to assess her emotional condition as a well-balanced man. You can't get emotional with your woman. That's not going to solve nothing. So stay out her business, man. Stay out her field. And these are some of the, I think, where it comes from. And King TEHUTI, you can chime in, and Queen, you can chime in. I think this comes from the upbringing. You know, in the past 50 years, single parents are on the rise, and they're really standard today. Being a single parent is actually being accepted in our culture. It was not accepted before. You know, the goal was to date for marriage, not to date to take up time. If you want to go marry that person or court them, you didn't even entertain it. It wasn't even an option. So I would like to get the insight from y'all.
That should be the case. I'm you know, with what I'm building, I'm not trying to waste time. And my queen is not either, you know, and we are still in the growing phase. We're learning one another. And these things are essential to any relation bridge, is knowing the stages. You know, if you don't know the 4 stages of being in a relation bridge, it can cause you problems because you get stuck. We all tend to get stuck in the power struggle phase. And this is what we're kind of talking about tonight. We get stuck in this power struggle phase because there's been a shift. And now women are usurping authority and emasculating. We talked about this last week. There was a question asked, can a black woman emasculate a black man? And the answer is absolutely, she can be a process of it. But most black women that do this, KHONSU, are not aware of it, and they do it from a place of hurt. They do it from a place where they chose a bad guy and dealt with somebody that hurt them, So now they're enacting it out on
King,
men. We're seeing change. Yeah.
can you review or just quickly name the 4 stages for those that don't know? Something that
Absolutely.
you gave light to. What are the 4 stages?
Absolutely. We did a show on More Love about these stages. And there's so much science behind building a right and proper relation bridge that we are lacking. We don't know. So the 4 stages are very simple. The first one is the honeymoon phase. This is where everything is just, I just miss you so much. I love you. Oh, you're just so beautiful. Come here, girl. You know, you calling them every 5 minutes. You can be at the store and you calling her. You know, that's the honeymoon phase. The power struggle phase is the second phase, right? And we have the highest divorce rate of any other ethnic group. That's got to start mattering at some point. What are we doing? And I'm talking to the OGs. He's talking to us. You know what I'm saying? We have got to be better. If I'm going to build a life with a woman, KHONSU, the first thing I understand is that I have to, number one, accept the responsibilities that come along with being with this particular queen. And number 2, let her know that I'm serious about what we're doing. We're not doing that. Like you said, like you said, we're dating to waste time and kick it. We can't get stuck in the honeymoon phase. We can't get stuck in the power struggle. Now, if you should happen to make it past the power struggle phase, then the third stage of a relation bridge, I'm not talking about relationships that sail away, I'm talking about relation bridges that are built from the ground, from a foundation on up, okay? So the third one, after you have the honeymoon phase, you have the power struggle phase. Then the third one is the commitment phase. This is when wedding rings are exchanged. This is when you make a decision that this is the person I want to be with. I can accept their flaws. I accept the responsibility that comes along with being with him or her. With, you know, brothers, we gonna keep it as her on that side of things. All right, you know what I'm saying? I digress. That's the commitment phase. When you know now you guys are planning things in the future. You're looking ahead. You're included in the plans. See, this is how you know if you got a boyfriend or a girl, you have a girlfriend as opposed to a potential wife. If you have a girlfriend, you won't be included in everything, Kings. Don't even get mad. Just learn how to identify it. Okay, and I'm talking to myself first, right? If you have a girlfriend, you won't be included in everything. She will be particular and partial in what she includes you in. The respect level is not the same. A woman has to totally respect you in order for her to see you as husband material. She'll tell you all day long, and you will know by her actions, by her words, by the words that she uses, and her actions and her deeds. You'll know. So that's the third stage. And then the fourth and final stage is bliss, which is an area that very few of us ever achieve.
Wow.
We get caught up in the honeymoon phase. Then that starts to dwindle down. The honeymoon phase changes. It starts to change and dwindle down, and then it becomes sexual. Because now that's the focus. You're not doing the other things that you were doing at the beginning in the honeymoon phase. You're not doing the same things at all. And it becomes difficult, especially if it's one-sided, if there's no balance, and you only have one person trying to inject this stuff in and keep it going. It becomes very difficult, almost impossible. Then by the time you hit that power struggle phase, it's a wrap. Especially, King, and this goes for the queens too.
Okay.
If you date somebody who has been single for a long time, you're going to have difficulties. So you got to ask yourself, is this really what I want to do? Is this where I want to be? Because it's going to be very hard. That power struggle phase really comes into play. These people have been used to doing everything on their own. They don't even know how to receive help from somebody else, especially you. Men, I'm talking to the kings. She don't even know how to receive your help. Not at
Well-
all.
Well, Queen Navita,
Yeah.
we would be remiss if we left you out of this
Absolutely.
understanding. So, please, Queen, elaborate.
Okay, so I was just listening to, because I'm trying to catch him on a little delay, listening to him and through my headphones on YouTube, but I'm a little delayed. So he was talking about the 4 phases, I think it was, of a relationship. And, I primarily agree with the 4 stages that he talked about. I don't know. I mean, I've always heard if you've been single a long time, it's a power struggle that can be an issue. But honestly, I think you could be single for a short amount of time and you're still going to have a power struggle issue, because we are dealing with a different type of woman out there now. I think, that no matter what phase, I'm just seeing a lot of power struggle, whether the woman has been single for a year or the woman has been single for 20 years. It just seems like there's a lot of power struggle just going on with our relationships anymore. Like I said, due to the subject at hand, to this hierarchy of that I'm seeing a lot with women. Mm-hmm. And they expect a lot of catering, which is fine, but they don't want to reciprocate it on that same level. Mm-hmm. If you know what I mean. It used to be when they would say, if I'm working, then, what I'm saying, we both should be doing the chores and stuff. But now it's like, they passed that. Now I want you to kiss my ass. Because I am a woman, and I expect you to do this and do that and do this and do that. But then they don't want to reciprocate on that same level. And I guess, like I said, that whole black woman is God thing, I think for some women, that really put them on a higher plane, that think than they're, instead of keeping us on the same plane like we did in ancient pre-biblical and religious times, when we were both I don't like the word equal. I can't think of the term. I just took a class last week, but equal isn't really the proper term.
No, it's not.
It's
not, Gwen.
Because we're not necessarily equal, but we are both as validly important as the other.
Yes.
We
have polarities. Yes.
Right. And that's one of the things the elders were teaching us in this class. We also need to get away from this equal thing, because men and women are not equal, but are, like you said, we got this duality and polarity that we're both just as beneficial as the other.
Yes. Yes.
And so when women say, well, I'm the one that bears the baby, well, you wouldn't be bearing them babies if you didn't have that implanted from the sperm. You can't have it by yourself, but it's just a continual hierarchy on all kinds of levels. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to mention real quick about this, the whole Me Too, #MeToo movement. If that's not a woman privilege thing, then I don't know what is. Because I've seen so many cases where it's, in my opinion, it's just mere flirting. It's just flirting. And you can just take it or you can just leave it. And now all of a sudden, this strong woman, I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need this. I've been doing this on my own. Then a man come up to you like, damn, but you looking good. I've been assaulted. Now you so weak. Now you this delicate flower. I don't get it. You was just this hard rock 20 minutes ago. But now, because this man came up to you on the job and said that, damn, baby, you look good in them jeans, or whatever, now you've been sexually assaulted. And then women now are getting, well, I don't know why men don't want to approach me. Shit, I'd be scared too. Because it's just the simple things that I've seen people now being charged for, some sexual misconduct on the job because they told a woman her ass was fat. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? Just tell them you don't like that. Don't talk to me like that. Now, if you persist, I can see you claiming a case. But now you got women just for men flirting. It's a problem.
Well, Queen, you know, before we let you go, I want the King to come in and interject on what you just said. And, you know, I wanted to add that, you know, the black woman is God concept, when going back to Kemet in ancient Africa, was because of the fact that the black woman gives birth to terrestrial beings. And because the inception is extraterrestrial, because in African ontology, we know that creation starts in the mind. It starts in the intimate areas of the mind when one man is attracted to one woman. And that attraction leads to physical action. You see a woman sees you, you both are attracted, a spark is started inside the consciousness of the brain, and then the physical actions happen from that point. So we get these concepts of God, the modalities of God in Christianity and other organized religions, because of the Europeans' observance of the antiquity of the black woman. And because the black man was truly a king, because the black woman would ensure that the black man was sovereign in his home by holding him to a standard of kingship, by not letting him fall from his grace. She was his covering. And so these concepts were taken and put into a European culture modality that eventually became oppressive and suppressive under the auspicity of racism, white supremacy. So the black woman does not recognize her value, and she thinks that the black man does not understand it. No, the black man is ignorant to his value, because it is imperative, and we're going to go into this later on in the show. It is imperative that black men get money. Black men have to be capitalists. You cannot be called a king if you own nothing. How can you defend your woman and children and you don't own a dime? This has nothing to do with saying money is evil. Well, money ain't evil when you're eating with it. You still got to pay the bills. You still got to be able to give your queen a sense of security and provide certain gifts to her for her ability to do what she does, which is ensure your kingship. A king cannot be a king without a queen. So that's not, you know, I want the sisters out there that are listening that being a melanated king is understanding what gave birth to this melanin, and that's the black queen. That's the black god. But go ahead, brother Tehuti.
Ashe. You know, I wanted to be understood too.
Tehuti,
this is not an attack. This is not meant to be an attack. I don't want people watching this to get stuck on one aspect of what we talked about. The whole goal is where we have to get to a point, because of what's happened to black men and black women. We have been put in a place where we have absolutely no understanding of one another. This is why our relation bridges fall apart. This is why. It's a mindset thing. We have to be willing to work together to really get a real understanding. It's not a one-sided thing. Yeah, and I think it's great having Navita on to say what she said, because most of the time a lot of the queens will be in denial of it. They won't, you know, it's very rare that you find a black woman who will admit and say, yeah, there is, you know, hey, I'm seeing it too. You know, we talked about the head to pool hussies, and they exist. It was funny, but it's real. These types of women really exist, and they have a mindset as though, hey, it's just all about the woman. The man, whatever. Can't be that way. Can't be that way. We have to change that. You have to have real respect for who you're with. You have to have real respect for your people as a whole. Don't get upset and put everybody into a category because, you know, you might have chose wrong before and got done a certain way. That's what happens, KHONSU. They choose wrong, and then all men are like that. And then they treat you the same. They try to treat you and put you in that category, and I don't want to be put in that category. I'm glad my queen understands and knows who I am. And if she doesn't all the way, she's learning. We're learning each other. So, but I'm very grateful that she does. I love her for it. And, you know, that all you can do is grow. You're gonna have disagreements, things like that. It's the way to do it, and you keep growing, constantly. You keep growing, man. Let's love. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Let's love.
That's right. Queen Navita, I think you wanted to say something, or you had a question.
Yeah, I was going to ask. Well, the TEHUTI, as far as I could ask both of you when we talk about the God concept. Now, this is my take on the whole God concept. The whole idea of a God concept was created by Europeans. And when you look at the word God and where it came from and what it means, and what it means to most people, not necessarily us, but what it means to most people, it's a supreme being that dominates over everyone. That's how most people are going to look at it. So when you start telling people you are God, and they're looking at it from that European concept, that's going to start for some in that mindset to get that I'm better than you concept. I'm up here. I'm God. Okay? So I think once that starts happening, then you start placing people under you. So that's why if the black woman is God, then what is the black man? And he has to be God too.
Mm-hmm.
This is my take. If you subscribe to that word at all, but if you're going to use it, he has to be God too. But I think it's been, because black women have been put down for so long, and then we're finally uplifted. It's like the ugly girl that got cute after high school. Now she don't know how to handle all that attention, and it goes to her head type thing. And I think that's what we're seeing. Once we started lavishing on women with you are God, you are queen, they just was like, oh, I'm all of that. And they started, instead of saying that my man is all that too, it was more like, but you are beneath me because you ain't shit for real. And I just don't like that. Like TEHUTI was saying, I think some people base it on, their past experiences they've had and with men. And I see, brothers do it too. The show ain't about brothers today, but brothers do it too. As far as like black women ain't shit, I've heard that too. But even though we got a large amount of women out here though on that hierarchy side of the game, and that may be a turnoff, but nevertheless, I think that God concept thing may have done more harm than good in the end, calling the black woman God, because of the way people look at the word God as the supreme being that is over everyone. Most people, when you say, do you believe in God, they're not thinking about creation or any of that.
Well,
they're thinking
Queen,
of what they've been taught.
Queen, thank you so much. I mean, Brother TEHUTI, we're getting to the top of the hour. We need to go into our next break.
And I'm going to head on out on y'all, but thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Queen. Appreciate you. Great topic, great idea. And if you out there and you watching and you listening and you have any show topics or ideas, you just drop it on us. All right. You can catch us on our station page, Facebook.com/More Life Radio. You can come right here to our YouTube page and leave it here in the comments. We take any suggestions, and hey, if it's something that's going to elevate us all day long, we will take it.
Yes, definitely. All day.
And that was amazing. That last comments that she made is so true. It's crazy when you think about it. we take so many things from a European concept and apply it, make it applicable to our lives. But when we start talking about African-centered thinking and African-centered knowledge, that's when people turn away, they run. You know, when she talked about the word God and where that comes from, people run from that because of that cognitive dissonance. But what she's saying is so true. We say it about the doctors. We say it about medical professions. You know, they have a God complex. They'll tell you they're God because they're saving lives. So when we say that, we are not speaking, as she said, in the European sense. We're not talking from the European concept.
Right.
When we call a black woman God, we are coming from an African-centered concept and perspective.
Mm-hmm.
That is how our ancestors taught it. And that's how we did it. Again, I always use this example. Pharaoh could not pick his successor. He could not pick his successor. His sister had to do it. It fell on the woman to do it.
Right.
So when you understand how we worked together in the past, then you look at now, there's no wonder we get caught in the power struggle phase and we don't succeed. We fail in the power struggle phase because it's all about having power and control, when it should be about love and understanding for real if I'm trying to be in your life.
Mm-hmm. That's right. WMLR, brother, your #1 station, dedicated to black emancipation, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. This has been Power Packed. We got another subject that the King, Brother Tehuti, wants to talk about. We talking about a new slogan. Now, you heard about Hotel Hustles. Well, you're going to be interested to see what the King, the new phrase that the King has come up with, man. We'll be right back, man. Y'all just stay tuned. We going to be right back. WMLR, brother. We're going to be churching up in here, y'all. We'll be right back.
You're only the boss if you put up your own money. If you don't put up your own money, I don't care how much somebody gives you, you're nothing but a supervisor. It's not yours. So how much money can you get paid to not... there's no money in this world for someone to pay me so they can call me... No, I can call them a boss. That's like calling somebody daddy. How can a man call another man, that's my boss? You don't do that.
I mean, everybody at some point has to have a boss, right?
No, not in Harlem. Oh, okay. Look like this.
So you're somebody's boss.
No, I'm not somebody's boss. When I was in the street, if someone wasn't your boss, they gave you an opportunity.
Okay.
They gave you some work. You go make it, and then you bring it back. You can go buy your own work and do whatever you want. It's called consignment.
So why this can't be all work? It's corporate America. We could be using
You don't own it.
I'm
telling you. No, I'm telling you why. I'm telling you why. Question. Let me ask you a question. Can you give it to your son?
How you want to, son? Whatever you work in this company, I absolutely positively can.
How?
Yeah, because I own shares of this company.
You bought it?
Yes.
What I'm saying is, can your son eat? Is this yours to give the whole company
this
to you?
Company is
I'm
not
asking.
mine. No,
exactly.
It's not mine. But
Wait, stop. Listen. That's not my question. If your son needs a job here, can you give it to him? No. If your son needs to get some money out the bank from here, some cash flow, can you get it?
No.
All right. You don't own this.
But I can take the money from here to invest in myself.
No, it's not yours. I'm not gonna fight for something I don't own. Men don't do that. I don't fight for other. I fight for me. I'm not a doer. I'm not gonna build somebody else's company and then take shares so my son can. All that. No, listen. What I'm saying.
But what about taking the money?
You come to work every
day.
I didn't take. Stop. Don't say you're speaking my business and you don't know what you're talking about. I ain't take no money from Def Jam. What you talking about?
They cut you a check.
No, they didn't cut me a check. We had a formula based on performance, and they calculated and we got paid. And they stop. That's not us. No. We listen. Before we had Rockefeller. We put up our own money, right? Then we sold half of it. We became partners. That means no one gave us anything. We were 50-50 partners. We built something and sold it. That doesn't mean you work for someone. See, they let you believe that. So then what happened was, based on a formula. You know what a formula is? It was profit times a certain number. So if you make this much profit times 7, that's how much the number is.
Okay.
Based on that formula, they bought the rest. That's it. That's not nobody giving me money. I never worked for them. I put up way more money than Def Jam put up. Me, Biggs, and Jay put way more money up into Def Jam. I mean, rather into Rockefeller than Def Jam. All they did was collect our money. What you mean? Why you think Def Jam? First of all, when we were with Def Jam, they were bought by Universal. How you gonna call Def? How you gonna think someone that's bought by someone could be someone's boss? That's my point. You have to understand what you're doing in business because you got to do what's best for your kids. What's best for your kids is to put your money into something. The stress, go through all of it. So when your child becomes a man, he doesn't have to work for nobody. Right, well, you can just pass it to him. So if you're going to work 20 years in a business or 15 years in the business every day over and over again, and your son can't work here whenever he feel like it, you clowning him. But that's me. I'm not saying you. If you own it, wait a second. Time out. That's stupid. You should be time out. No. You're wrong. I like the check. Wait, time out. You're lying. Before you lose your control, just stay focused. So here, listen to me. So why don't you listen? Who could work? Would you ever enjoy being a slave?
It's not a slave. This is what I enjoy.
I don't think it's a slavery, man.
Do you have to come to work today? Do you have a choice? Do you have to ask somebody when you have to? Yes, you do.
I don't.
Or you're fired. Can somebody tell you you're fired? Can somebody tell you you're fired? Yes or no? Can another man say you're fired?
Absolutely.
No one can tell me that. And that's priceless.
But I mean, because
I don't care. You enjoy having a man be able to tell you you're fired? But you enjoy. Okay, let me ask you a question. So you're being selfish. Do you think your son enjoys you calling somebody else a boss? Don't you think your son would rather wake up with you and you can pick him up from school instead of having to do a 9 to 5? Don't you think? Yeah, but don't you have to wake up at 4 in the morning? Don't you think your son would love if his name was up there, Dash, or whatever your last name is, instead of somebody else's? My pride is in my children. Like, look what I'm doing right now. Look at my son. I taught my son never to have a boss. He's 23. He owns a restaurant. He has cookies. He has equity. He busts his ass so he can pass it on to his son. If that's not
proven backstage,
then that's
everybody cool out for a second. With that, I'll ask you a question. As your businessman, what's wrong with taking the money from here and investing it into other stuff that we own?
Nothing at all.
Thank you. Everybody eat a cookie. Cool out for a second.
I'm not mad. The mentality is this. It's frustrating because you're on the radio and this message is crazy to me. You're saying because you enjoy music or being a DJ, you enjoy having a boss. If you enjoy being a DJ, just why don't you own your own radio station and then DJ for your own radio station so your son can just get on anytime he wants? That's all I'm saying.
But it's steps to it,
no, there's no steps to it because I do it. See, you enjoy the safety and the security of a job every day. But there's no pride in that to me. My son takes pride. My kids take pride in the fact that I have Dash Motors. And because I have that, my son said I'm not going to ever have a boss. The mentality is different. It's just about changing mentality.
Well, let me ask you a question. There's millions of people out there that don't have that opportunity and
all have the opportunity.
A boss every day. So you basically saying because they have a boss, there is no pride in it?
I think because people on the radio tell people it's okay to have a boss, they don't understand that they can have more. And because of the direct-to-consumer relationship with the internet, there's no excuse. So when I make a movie like Losades, I don't have to ask if I can put game in it. I just do it. I had to ask if I could put, hold on. I had to ask if I could put camera on. I don't have to ask for it. You understand? There's pride in it. It's just a pride you should have in ownership.
So how do you get to that platform? How do you get to the platform?
By putting your own money up and investing in yourself. That's it. You flip. And getting a good woman. And stop trusting dudes. And stop worrying about other people's pockets and what other people have and what other people can do for you. And 9 to 5s aren't good because you hustle for a weekend. But when you can do something that's for yourself and your family, it never feels like it. I hustle for my last name. I don't hustle for my first.
WMLR More Life Radio. Welcome back, family. Brother. It's another terrific Thursday night. And we hope you enjoyed the first segment. Now, we asked the question, this female supremacy, does that exist? So glad that, I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank Navita Nelson, the Queen Navita Nelson, for coming on and giving great commentary. Absolutely. And hopefully if you missed it, you can always catch the playback and check it out and leave comments as well. Give us your thoughts, all right? We definitely encourage divergent perspectives. Okay? We don't have a problem with that. We don't have a problem if your thinking is different from ours. That's fine, right?
That's right. It's okay.
That's right. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Yes, sir. So now, okay, we need an update on the game because I was going to touch on that, man. Your boy is in trouble, boy. Freaking real. 0-2.
I'm not gonna count out King James.
Hey, baby,
I'm not quick. I'm not gonna be quick to bail out.
Let me shout out my queen, my beautiful queen, Candy there. Hey, baby, I see you. Well, okay, go ahead, brother. You know I got to do that. I got to give it my love.
Yeah, you better do that. No, I'm not gonna count out King James, King. I'm not counting out King James. No,
it's too soon to count him out. Boston did what they were supposed to do.
Exactly.
But they are playing fearless. They are not afraid.
Yeah, their confidence is high.
Yeah, their confidence is high. And I would even venture to say that I'm sure LeBron is regretting that trade now. That killed him. They're in trouble.
You think so? That big trade when they got rid of everybody, huh?
When they got rid of Kyrie Irving and kept J.R. Smith. There's something wrong with that.
I personally, I think it's the opposite. I think it's the latter. Getting rid of Dwayne Wade and company. I think that was a mistake. I think Dwayne Wade's experience in the playoffs would have been needed. I mean, he carried the Miami Heat. They had limited talent. They lost. They ultimately got eliminated, but he was playing like he was young again. And I think that was they pulled the trigger a little too quick. Kyrie Irving is hurt again in Boston, and honestly, Boston may not be renewing that money because of what this point guard they got is doing now. So I don't know.
Jaylen Brown.
Man, he's doing some crazy things, man.
That brother has made a name for himself.
Proud of him too. Good job.
Yeah, he's balling out of control, man. Great competition. Of course, the Houston and Golden State series is split one apiece. The first game, it was just like, okay, go ahead and give them the ring. There ain't nobody touching Golden State. I still say that. None of these guys are my team. I'm slowly but surely becoming a Milwaukee Bucks fan, but I don't really care. But Golden State's going to win easy. I don't see this being. They're too deep. They're too powerful. They're too deep. Until they break up that nucleus of players, and it's not going to happen. Let me tell you why. Because the players are enjoying it. They love it. And as long as it's like that, you can win as many rings as you want. And I wish them the best. My Pistons will be back. You know, my Pistons will be coming.
They looking good. So, they got a nice young team.
We building. We just got to get rid of that bum ass coach, man. Van Gundy is a bum. I don't even know why he was signed. You know, hopefully we'll get back and it'll be all good. All right, King. I want to go to your segment. That's I know and understand this too. Everybody watching, this is not something we rehearse. This is something we come to the table, KHONSU and I. And we freestyle because we cut like that. We like to run DMC of this thing here.
Right.
We just put it down like that.
That's how cold we are. It's the truth.
That's how cold we are. For real. It's the truth. Kings of WMLR, baby. TEHUTI and KHONSU. It goes down like that. So now, watch this. Watch what I'm saying to you, right? Watch. Now, I'm going to forewarn you right now. If I'm a betting man. I'm not a betting man. I don't gamble. But if I was, I would say you need to get your pen and pad right about now. So I got mine.
Yes.
KHONSU, you had something I know you wanted to talk about to the Kings and with the people watching and listening. Go ahead, man. I'm going to yield the floor to you, man.
Well, this is real important. We're talking about capitalism. Now, I want to clear up the air on the capitalist versus capitalism. I kind of want to clear that up because the term capitalism is a very, very dark term. I mean, we're talking about an oppressive government. But I'm going to show you guys a meme. I'm going to translate and show you guys a meme. And what it says is, socialist France has lost more than 60,000 millionaires since 2000. Capitalist USA has gained 300,000 new millionaires in 2015 alone. So socialism sucks, everybody. Let's just keep it 100. Now let's keep it from an African perspective. Let's think about this from an African ontologist perspective. If you don't, the term ontology Look that up. That has everything to do with your psyche, your psychological well-being. Why you think the way you think. Why things are yes and why things are no. Why things are good and why things are bad. Now, one thing that Tehuti mentioned was Dr. Amos Wilson talked about a nation. Well, the definition for nation is a large aggregate of people united by common descent, history, culture, or language, or inhabiting a particular country or territory. So this is why the priority is an African nation, a black nation, an African nation that has these commonalities that bring us together, even though we are polarized. You know, I'm African in descent, but that doesn't mean that I agree or practice every ancient or current African tradition. There's some things that I am not accustomed to because I was born in the land called America due to the transatlantic slave trade. Okay? So there's a different mentality that I'm going to have. But the one thing that we have to have, Melanated Kings, is the capitalist mentality. We have to capitalize on our situations because we are not just given anything. We're actually at a disadvantage to other ethnic groups. So we have to work doubly hard than, let's say, our European counterparts. And most of the time, we're put in a position to expect to produce the same way our European counterparts produce in an unequal system. This is not a system of equality. This is a system of capitalizing on your gains and minimizing your losses at whatever cost it takes. So you cannot sit down at the table with a capitalist with just a pen and paper. You got to be willing to have something vested. And one of the major things that are vested with us is our gross domestic product. $1.4 trillion is the African American gross domestic product. Guess how much of that we recoup? 0.5. And I talk about this in auspicity of the great Dr. Claude Anderson. We do not capitalize on our own byproducts. If you go to any neighborhood in the city, which we would call the ghetto, in the cities, the major cities, you see poverty, right? You see food deserts, but you also see iPhones. You also see Xboxes and PlayStations and designer clothes. You see us wearing and having these things. But how can we be poverty stricken yet still be able to acquire the iPhone X that costs $1,500? That's because we don't capitalize. We'll go and purchase the iPhone X from the Arab that owns the store in our neighborhood instead of creating our own stores that distribute these products to us. And so we don't have African Americans selling to African Americans. So it's important that we become capitalists. Now, one thing is getting into the capitalist mindset. You know, understand the difference between capitalism and capitalists. Because capitalism is a political philosophy. You know, it advocates for free market, free government intervention, and believes in self-regulating, you know, over or power of the market. But a capitalist may not share these political views, but instead simply one who invests capital in business interests. So what that means is a capitalist can believe in socialism or communism or any other political or economic system while still taking advantage of the free market to further their own interests. So we do have a free market that we can actually take advantage of and become biased towards the African American community, because that's what's happening to us. Money from the Jewish community is not circulated within our community. It is circulated within its own community until it is usurped and needs to go outside of the community. Meanwhile, our money barely passed 3 times through the African community, and then it's usurped by other ethnic groups. Number 2 is you got to believe in yourself, King. You have to believe in yourself. If you don't have money, you have nothing. If you have children, Kings, if you don't own things to bequeath to your children, you don't have a kingdom. You don't have an empire. This is your role as a melanated king. This is why you are the God King. This is why you can marry and copulate with a God Queen, because you are a melanated king. So you have to believe in yourself. And capitalism allows anyone with the capital, no matter how small, to grow that capital and improve their position. So you are in the position to grow and be better in yourself, man. Understand and know that. Don't deviate from the mission. Believe in yourself, Melanated Kings. It's oh so important, man. And you know, I took notes on this because I really didn't want to forget, but I think I'm remembering most of it. Think of yourself as a company. I talk about this in my financial series on KHONSU's Corner. Go back to the archives, the blog talk, and you're going to enjoy a lot of episodes. I talk about investing in minerals like gold and silver and operating as a company. Stop using your social security number. Stop taking on promissory notes. Stop paying note on finance. Stop financing houses and cars. Become a company and operate as a corporate entity by converting your possessions and your assets into a corporate structure. This is what you have to do. If you want to know more, just inbox me at WMLR on Facebook, and I'll get in touch with you and I'll help you with that situation, because I don't believe in talking about the solution on air. The revolution cannot be televised. Some things are our business. We have to start acting like that. The black experience in African ontology is none of the Europeans' business. And I'm not going to take the moment to talk about it publicly. But think of yourself as a company. That means it requires a fundamental change in the way that you think about yourself. So think about yourself as a part of a business and the owner of that business. And everything that you own becomes corporate. One thing that the Rockefellers talk about, a quote that they believed in, is control everything, own nothing. There's a lot of deep understanding in that. You don't have to own anything. That's ego, and that's American propaganda. Your name don't have to be on everything, but you damn sure can control it. Know the benefits of capital investment. Capital investment frees you from the dependence on wages and can earn money with less effort on your part. I was listening to us dialogue earlier, man, and my mind started sparking. And it came to me, man, a 9 to 5 is horror. It's horror to be trapped in a 9 to 5. In the nightmare, Kings. Invest in yourself. Become a capitalist. Take time and invest in your capital. Become the boss. And you can choose to do what you want to do and say what you want to say, how you want to say it. Whether you're selling shoestring, Kings, whether you're a butcher, baker, candlestick maker, own it. Own up to it and be it. So don't belittle yourself and think that everybody doesn't need a butcher or everybody doesn't need shoestrings. Don't try to just shoot for lofty things. Do what you naturally do and put a price tag on it. So this segues into me talking about being open to opportunities. Be open to the opportunity of success at any cost. Capitalize on your natural abilities. If you think about this, WMLR. I love to do this. Obviously, me and TEHUTI are good at it. And we know it. This is not ego. This is our assignment. This is our spiritual assignment. This is something that we know divinely with our Creator that we were put here to do. I know I'm one of the best. TEHUTI's one of the best. And we do this effortlessly. Just like King James on the court or Michael Jordan on the court. You do it effortlessly because it's their assignment. So be open to the opportunity of your natural success, man. Number 2, save your money, man. Prioritize your money. Probably the next episode of Brother, I'm going to talk about, is she worth it? Am I going to spend money on this woman? Is she worthy of my kingdom and my riches? You're going to find out most of them aren't. And when you hold them to it, they can't live up to it. So we're going to talk about how you save your money, because most of us blow our money on women. Queens, I know you're going to laugh and you're probably going to shake your head because you know it's right. We buy cars we can't afford. We put ourselves in financial positions we can't handle. And we write checks that our asses can't cash, all to impress a woman. So we're going to talk about that next. That's a whole nother show. Cut down your taxes. Knowing how to defer your taxes when you become an independent entrepreneur. Understanding how to do that. And that's a process, and that's education. And of course, I'm here to help. I'm here to teach. This is what I do. I own 2 major financial companies, Assurance Enterprises LLC, which is a real estate company. I buy homes and I sell homes. If you got tax problems or anything like that, hit me up. Hit me up on KHONSU SHESHMU AMUN on Facebook, WMLR on Facebook, WMLR on YouTube, KHONSU SHESHMU AMUN on YouTube. And I can help you with those things. But you want to cut down your taxes as you pull in income. You want to buy securities like stocks, bonds, and mutual funds because you want to diversify your portfolio when it comes to your money. You don't want your money sitting in a bank where they're going to only give you 1% and charge 27% for somebody to borrow your money. So the last thing you want to do is have your money sitting in a bank. You want to invest in capital assets. Things that like you want to buy commercial vehicles, commercial buildings, things that you can write off and actually protect your income from taxes. All right? You want to create value. That means that you want to add value to your business. Create a business model. Okay? So these are just some of the things, man, that I wanted to share with everybody out there briefly. Try to do it as quick as I could. Much as I'm really passionate about that, man. Brother TEHUTI, I wanted to share this with everybody out there.
Man.
Get it in order, man. Get it in order, yo.
Man, my knuckles hurt. My knuckles hurt. I've been writing so much. Wow, yes, man, sir. That was incredible. KHONSU SHESHMU AMUN, dropping the financial knowledge. Family, this is what we need. Kings, you hearing this, right? I'm hearing some things. And we got the word of the day. Remember last week we said we was going to have a word of the day?
Yes.
So today is ontology.
Ontology.
Ontology. Tell them again, KHONSU, what that word means.
It has everything to do with your psyche, your psychological disposition, where you get your moral structures from. Why do you think the way that you do? It's all about the query, everybody. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. And we have an African ontology that is very important. It's all indicative to us. Like the King TEHUTI was talking about how our concept of God is not the same as the Europeans' concept. Even the term atheist cannot belong in the African ontology. We do not have a disbelief in the higher power because we equate God with nature.
Absolutely.
The Most High with the feminine nature. So we don't go against the concept of God. We go against the Europeans' concept under the auspicity of Christianity, Romanticism, called Catholicism, Islam. These are the isms. So ontology, man.
Mm-hmm.
Big deal.
So I guess anything that was meant to control, demean, belittle, this is why we find ourselves in the state that we are now, because we have been stripped of all of our knowledge of self. We are walking around. We still have black people who are afraid to go out into the sun because they don't want to get dark. It's 2018. And we still talking like that.
Oh,
we still carrying on that behavior, man. And not even understanding that that's a form of self-hatred.
Yes.
You hate your darkness. You hate your skin. You hate your melanin. If you're talking that coon talk.
Yes.
So stop it, please.
Yes.
You should not, as black people, be afraid to go out into the sun. That is what gives us our energy. That is who we are. That's where you come from.
Yes. Yes, it is, brother. WMLR, brother.
Yeah, we hate the sun, but we go lay up in a tanning bed. Come on, black people. Come on. We have got to, look, unpeel your fingers one at a time like that. Let the European concepts go. Come on. We got to do it. We got to do it. It'll never be like it used to be as far as our ancestry.
Yes.
But at the same time, we can apply a lot of the lessons, a lot of the knowledge and information to now. Brothers, we can learn to treat our women the way we should be treating them.
Mm-hmm.
Not dogging and demeaning and putting them down on any level like that. And women, you would learn how to treat your men. It won't be hard for you to call a black man a king. It won't be hard.
Right.
It won't be hard for you to see the divine in your lover. Won't be hard.
That's right.
We got to change our mindset. Speaking of mindset, well, you laughing because you know where I'm about to go with it. Now, this was brought up to me from a young lady I work with, and she watched the show where we talked about the Hetzapoo Hussies, right?
Oh, man.
Now,
so
if you missed that show, you want to go back and check it out, but I'll give you a brief rundown of what a Hetzapoo Hussy is. It's a new movement. These women are very strong in knowledge of self. They are, okay, this is how I can compare it, all right? You know that just joined the church and they want to be a part of every auxiliary, every function of the church. Amen. Hallelujah. They want to be a part of it. They're so excited. And they want to tell everybody about the goodness of the Lord and the church that they go to and the people in the congregation. They're just so excited. Well, that's kind of what a Hetzapoo Hussy is. And so we talked about that. So tonight she said, well, you touched on one part of it, but you didn't touch on the other one. Peace, Mike, my little brother Michael Wagner. Come on, join us over on YouTube, man. I'm about to get into this lesson real quick. Go to YouTube, type in WMLR in the search bar and join us, man, and comment. Let me know what you think, and especially about this next one right here. So I kind of touched on Hotep Negroes, right? Hotep Negroes. She said, well, I want to know, you talked about the Hetzapoo Hussy, so I want to know about the Hotep Negroes. You need to talk about that. I said, hey, you know what? We keep it fair. We keep it balanced, and I'll speak on the Hotep Negro. The Hotep Negro is kind of similar to the Hetzapoo Hussy. Not kind of, just the opposite. The Hetzapoo Hussy is a woman, and the Hotep Negro is a man. This is a man, if you put your eyes on the screen, please. This is a man that uses his knowledge of self, that uses his ability to learn and gather knowledge and present it in a most stylish way, almost a charismatic way. This man has an ability to speak well, and he uses that ability, he uses that self-knowledge, yes, ladies and gentlemen, to get pussy. That's what he uses it for. This is a Hotep Negro. Beware of a Hotep Negro. He will step to you with the smoothness of steps. His words will melt on your ears like butter and honey on a biscuit. Real talk. We are talking about a Hotep Negro. A Hotep Negro is a despicable kind. Much like the Hetzapoo Hussy, he is locked into himself. You can identify a Hotep Negro. He is usually a self-stroker. No, not in that way. In the way that he's kind of narcissistic, like Trump would be. If Trump was black, he would be a Hotep Negro. He uses his power to get pussy. And this is what a Hotep Negro is. So you want to be aware of Hetzapoo Hussies and Hotep Negroes because they exist. And so I wanted to touch on that a little bit tonight. And I hope you shout out to KHONSU, the dope producer, making sure getting all the visuals together. Because it is funny seeing these dudes do it, KHONSU. They in the groups. Share, KHONSU, why don't you share your perspective of a Hotep Negro, please?
It's tough, man, because Hotep Negroes make it tough for us, man. They make it tough for us because every time, I promise you, as of recent, queens who see me on YouTube and WMLR and stuff and Facebook, this is what they tell me. KHONSU, you're so articulate. KHONSU, you're quite intelligent. You're a handsome man, KHONSU. Well, thank you. My mama told me that. So I believe it. But I don't trust you Because you're too good with words. Are you saying that you're too stupid, Queen, to date me or something? What are you saying? And it's because of the Hotep Negro who mimics us, King, who actually is a doppelganger to us. These are facsimiles. It's not my fault that you following, you know, some bootleg. You done went and bought some bootleg Jordans instead of going to Foot Locker. That's not my fault. I shouldn't suffer for this. The Hotep Negro, I want you to go, man. Stop. Stop trying to be what we already are, man. Stop that shit. Stop it.
Absolutely.
Stop
Absolutely.
it.
Because what you have to understand, what a Hotep Negro does. See, he won't go to the Hetzepu Hussies. No. Just much like the deacons in the church, they go to the babes in Christ, and they try to get these and recruit these young people that's learning and kind of, you know, volatile, kind of gullible, kind of, you know, they will put themselves in that picture, try to bring them in, scooping them because they have an ulterior motive. So the Hotep Negro is the same type of person. This is a brother that knows people are starving for knowledge and information, and instead of him carrying out his assignment, he's using his mutant powers for evil. That's what he's doing. Much like the Hetzepu Hussie. The Hetzepu Hussie is the one, you know, we talk about the female supremacists. Most of them are Hetzepu Hussies. Yes. And so, yes, we have these two creatures that exist out there. Beware.
They must be destroyed.
They must be destroyed. They must be stopped. Because they are messing it up for everybody. And KHONSU is correct. And that's a problem that you shouldn't have when you are trying to carry out your celestial divine assignment. People don't trust you because you speak so well. Based off because you ran into a Hotep Negro?
I'm serious, King.
I know, brother. Trust me, I know. I have had the same accusations. You can't even speak. When you say peace, Queen, they look at you like, what?
Queen.
You know, and yeah, man. I done had them tell me. I done had them look at me crazy. Yes, I've had people accuse me, you know, and yes, man, it gets misconstrued. They mix up the real brothers with the Hotep Negro.
Oh man.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can't have that happen. Okay, we can't have that happen. First of all, we have too much respect for the word Hotep. That's not a phrase that I created before anybody from Kemetic Studies comes on and tries to lambaste me. I had that happen once, and somebody hit me up like, yo, this dude used yourself. And he was talking about this. We were talking about Umar Johnson when he had the little conscious stripper situation. And we did a show about energy vampires, Hetzepu Hussies, and Hotep Negroes. And this brother got upset. I don't disrespect the word Hotep because I know what it means, and I respect it, I revere it. It's our word, so I don't disrespect it in that sense. But this is an actual phrase that people use to describe certain brothers who are trying to put forth knowledge and information. We get called Hotepers. Brothers like me and KHONSU will get accused of being Hotep Negroes. Baby, I don't want you. I got my queen. KHONSU got his queen, so we good. You know, we good. We're all about building. We're all about building and uplifting. So we're not doing this to get no ass or none of that. So please, groupies, step back. Right? You can support us, but yeah, that's not why we do this. Peace, Joe Barry. My main man. Hey, we're on live, man. Brother on YouTube. Go over to YouTube, type in WMLR in the bar, and there you are, man. We're so glad that everybody's joined. Got a great crowd, man. Thank you for everybody that commented. I want to thank Nabita for joining, man. Very deep queen. very realistic queen, and she brought some truth tonight. She talked about the concept of women privilege that exists. Absolutely. The double standards. Absolutely. We are not supposed to say anything. We don't want a woman, you know, that's shaped a certain way, or, you know, me. I don't want a woman to wear blue lipstick. So am I wrong? Am I wrong for that? I can't stand it. It's horrible to me. It's a mess. Red hair. Sorry. Sorry, ladies. I'm sorry. And I love to see a woman do what she does and feel good about herself. So, hey, if you want to wear red hair, cool. You ain't my woman, so I'm not worried about it. Okay? I'm cool with that, right? Peace, Lavonda. How you doing? Thank you for joining us. We are over on YouTube. And you can catch me and my partner, KHONSU, SHESHMU, AMUN right now. We're going to be wrapping it up, so hurry up. We're wrapping it up.
That's right.
Giving an overview of what we talked about tonight. We just got done talking about Hotep Negroes because it was requested. You know, we can't talk about Hetaipu Hussies and not talk about Hotep Negroes. We just can't do it. It has to be put together. So I'm very appreciative, King, of everybody that's come out, man. And yeah, man. Stay away from them Hetaipu Hussies and Hotep Negroes. Stay away.
Man, you know what, man? Before we get out of here, I have a question, though.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you love WMLR so much?
Oh man, it gives us an ability as what I consider us to be broadcast journalists. It gives us an ability and an opportunity, a platform to present something quality and to present something and done professionally. Something that people can learn from, be inspired by, you know. There's so many things to me. WMLR was a conception. We started off with More Talk, was the show. And from More Talk, everything else just blossomed. And I'll tell you what really locked it in for me was having the late, great Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Was my first big interview. I was over on Universal Radio. Shout out to Jay Allen. You know what I'm saying? I ain't on no funny business no more with you, Jay. Much love. Jay Allen taught me the whole blog talk game and helped me to get things started. I think he kind of pushed me to go ahead and start WMLR. So I owe him thanks for that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So many. Dr. Jamila L. Bay, another Jagna of mine, a young lady that I learned from. Learned a lot from doing this. Been down since day one. Like Navita, you know, Navita has listened to every show we've done, and we've done close to 300 shows. She's listened to every show that we've done on Blog Talk. So people like that, man, is why I love WMLR. And people like you. I love to see my people shine. You know, I know my gifts. I know what the Most High has blessed me with and put me here to do, but I always got gratitude of working with brilliant black people with brilliant minds. We are marketing promotional managers. We do so much, man. We are engineering and producing these things, these shows right from our home. So we want to be inspiring, and I love WMLR because it inspires me, King. Why do you love WMLR, King?
Wow, man. You know, it creates a great perspective, and it answers to my calling, and it's become an integral part in my day-to-day life. This is something that I can truly say was catered for me. I think that it was just divine intervention, the way things fell in place. And I'm reflecting on that only because I'm you know, when we speak, a lot of times we teach and counsel ourselves in how we speak. And truly being able to appreciate something that's natural. That's a natural gift. That is truly your divine assignment is something that very few of us can actually are willing to accept. Those are the first steps to the recovery of white supremacy and racism, that, you know, the psychological effects of it is really starting to accept the divine in you. The smallest thing that you do that you love to do can truly be your emancipation. So just, everybody reflect on that. Just a little philosophy I'm putting out there.
Absolutely, man. Speaking the truth to power. Another thing I love about WMLR is that I've learned so much doing this. I always said, and we have said it from the very beginning, we are primary researchers and peripheral investigators. And what that means exactly is not to brag or boast, but what that means exactly is that before we present anything to you, we make sure that we check the resources, we check all references, cross-reference. We want to make sure that we bring you right and exact, proper knowledge and information. Something that you can apply and use in the immediate form, okay? We talk about things like self-inventory and how important that is and what is self-inventory. Some people got it all wrong, but you got to get it right. Get it right so that you can do it right. If you're doing the right self-inventory, you will see your own growth. Things will come up and you will say, damn, I didn't respond like I did, 2 years ago. That would have been 2 years ago. I would have responded somewhere totally different. That's because you have done the self-inventory. A lot of the queens talk about meditation and things of that nature. That helps, learning about your chakras, learning about your energy center, learning about who you are as a African of the diaspora, and as a direct descendant of those Africans of the diaspora. So it's a beautiful thing, man. I'm so very pleased as we go into our third year of WMLR. It's been up and down. We've had some lows, we've had some down periods where we were doing things behind the scene, moving, getting situated, trying to get that kingship that KHONSU talked about earlier, but you guys stayed. A lot of you stayed. I got inboxed a lot. Hey man, what's going on with the show? When y'all bringing it back? And I'm very grateful. And that's what I love about WMLR. We don't come on here to be pompous or to come off like know-it-alls. We share resources with you. We want you and encourage you to get it on your own, to study on your own. So yeah, man, that's a great question, KHONSU. So many different things, man, that I love about WMLR, and I'm very pleased, very proud of it, and very, very humbled by the people, that we do this for. So It's a great thing, man. Great.
It is, man. It's just a great feeling, man. And I just reflected on that really quickly, man. I appreciate that. What upcoming things you got coming up, man? What endeavors do we got going on here at WMLR? I'm being a bit facetious.
Well, first of all, we're going to get this. We're going to grow this thing, keep getting better at it. This is a format where we can really be creative and really exhibit our creativity, which is why I'm really excited about it. I remember, like I told KHONSU last week, this is almost like, it's very much like when I started on Blog Talk, and it was like, boom, like right here, here's the idea. What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? Then I started coming up with things like the intro, which is our trademarks, the signature trademark, the radio sound, somebody tuning, trying to find something dope to listen to, and then they get to WMLR, and boom, it just hits you in the face. And so, everything we do, we put love into it, and creativity and time, and I'm going to encourage you to do the same. Establish your brand. We have social media. We have social capital now, so you can become a social capitalist.
Yes.
If you paid attention tonight, you know what being a capitalist is. Now, when you add in the social media, you can become a social capitalist.
Yes. True.
And you can do it direct. You don't need anything but the equipment. You know what I mean? I'm doing this with a microphone and a laptop.
Exactly.
And some headphones. So there you have it.
Yes.
Doesn't cost anything for you to, you know. It just takes the time and the love to do it, to want it. So whatever it is you love doing, put the time and money and effort into it. Invest in yourself, invest in your brand, and make it happen, man. With social capital, you don't need anybody to market for you. You can do it on your own. You control everything. They have all types of ways now. You can take payments with PayPal and, you know, other avenues like that, and you are your own boss. So that's what we are achieving to do. That's what we promote. Black love self, self-knowledge, Black business ownership. That's what WMLR stands for. And quality. That's right, quality. Yes, sir.
Yes. Well, King, we come to an end of another fantastic show, man. Another wonderful episode of Brother right here on WMLR. You know, I'm gonna say my shout outs and all those things, and then the King TEHUTI, man. I'm gonna go back here and sweep up this hair, lock this back door, and get things in order for the next time we at the barbershop, man, cutting and chewing the fat. But I want to say peace and love to everybody out there. Ashe and Ibashe to all the gods and goddesses out there, man. Walk in the light. Be peaceful. Be blessed. Be focused. Be courageous, man. Make your dreams come true. Invest in yourself. Go ahead, Brother TEHUTI, man. Peace and power to everybody out there.
Man, that was beautiful. And thanks again to everybody who tuned in and showed support and showed love. We are just going to continue to grow. Soon we'll have sponsors. You know, that's a goal. We're going to take this to a different level. We're talking merchandise and WMLR coffee mugs and, you know, I want to see WMLR book bags for the kids, red, black, and green. You know what I mean? And so we're going to keep growing this thing, and we couldn't do it without you. We couldn't do it without you, our wonderful listeners, our wonderful, fabulous supporters. We really appreciate you. Spread the word. Tell your friends. Tell people that you know. There's two brothers that's really trying to do this for real and really show respect. We love our queens. Queens, please, when we talk about things and we want you to correct things, it doesn't mean that we are downing you or putting you down. It's because we love you. We want to lift you up. We want you to be great. We want to be great for you. And we can't do it without you. So we need each other in that aspect. I'm very thankful and just very grateful. Going into year 3, couldn't ask for anything better, man. I got a great partner. KHONSU is the man. Check him out, family. Go right on YouTube. The same way you found WMLR, go right on YouTube, put KHONSU's name up in the search bar, and I guarantee you won't regret it. Subscribe. Hit the bell so that you get the notifications when we go live, all right? Because I'm going to stop doing the Facebook Live stuff in a minute, because I know people are tuning in on my Facebook Live like, what is he doing? It doesn't make sense at all. So I'm going to stop doing that in a little bit. We're just doing it because it's new, and it's a way to kind of promote, social capital. It's a way to promote our thing while we're doing it. But if you hit that bell, you get the notification. I want to thank everybody who's already subscribed. This is our 3rd show, and so we're going to keep growing, keep getting better, and we need you to help us do it, all right? So, you know, put it out there. Share our memes. You see our flyers. Please share them on your wall. Man, it would make me so, I would just love that if you do that. Share on our flyers. You can go right on our station page and get them. You can go on my wall and get them. I would really appreciate it. KHONSU would appreciate it. Hit subscribe, let everybody know, man. Post the video once it comes up, and keep rocking with us right here at WMLR More Life Radio. And always remember that I love you because I do. I'm so glad I'm able to look at you and say that now. Don't you feel that energy? Do you feel that? I love you, and I know you love me. I can feel it. I feel it coming. Please remember also, whenever you feel like you're nearing the end of your rope, tie a knot. Keep hanging. Keep remembering that it ain't nobody bad like you, African. Until next Thursday, Have a great week. Have a better weekend, and we'll see you right here on WMLR. It's your #1 station dedicated to Black emancipation. Peace. Rest well, family.
I know you've been laying back a long time, oh, but keep laying a little longer, brother. Yeah, laying. Oh, brother, 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 brother. I've been watching everything you do, boy, yes I have. And I've been wishing only good for you. All you gotta do is just want it, and it's gonna come, it's gonna come, it's gonna come. Oh yeah, you gonna come, brother, 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 yeah, brother. I know you've been laying a long, long time. You've been laying back. I love you like no one, love you like no one, yeah. Brother, 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 oh, yeah. Oh, no. Da, 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 you have always been so good to me. Oh, yes, you have. And though you didn't know